listening to Jet Bets, the gambling podcast.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Jet Bets, the gambling podcast. I'm Bryan Stein, joined, as always, by JB and Charlie. We all had phenomenal weeks.
We hot.
We are hot. The most important thing, let's start here. The streak is broken. Charlie Hart has hit a lock. One of his locks is hit. The double lock lifted the curse. All three locks hit this week. I mean, all two locks this week hit.
Hey, there's three locks.
There's three locks. There's three locks.
We were so confident about the Bengals.
Not only did all three locks hit this week, our sweeps went 4-1.
We were hot.
Let's give some love to the sweeps, huh? Sweeps are hitting at 46%, pretty good. I went 2-2 on my legs of parlays. Charlie and JB both went 3-1 on their parlay legs, on their best bets here.
Come on.
Charlie's at 57% for his parlay legs of best bets.
I want to chime in here. I should have been 4-0. The one that didn't hit was the over in the Cardinals and the Niners game.
Yep.
It was 44.5,
Yes.
I think was the total.
It was.
There was 42 total points. The game ended at 42 total points.
Correct.
They had that total points with like 10 minutes left in the third quarter. They didn't score anything. Yeah. They scored nothing in the back half of the third or the fourth quarter. I was sitting so pretty. I was like, hell yeah, cash it. Like it's gonna be good.
Yeah.
And nothing happened.
Oh my gosh.
So there's an asterisk.
So I went 9-4 last week. JB went 10-4. Oh, sorry. I went 9-5. You went 10-4. Math. I don't know. And Charlie, you had the same record as JB again. So 10-4. Yeah, fucking sweet games this week.
Hell yeah.
I think we're gonna carry this over to week 7.
But I lost all my money that I bet.
Why?
Because I took all the money that I won on Sunday and I put it all on the Chiefs money line.
Oh,
That's rough.
why would you do that?
I would have.
I was riding hot.
Riding hot. I mean,
I was riding hot.
that's tough. That hurts. Yeah, that was the one sweep that didn't hit. Was we all had the Chiefs +3. That's a good game though.
Great game.
Was nowhere near. I'm glad we all stayed away from that. We were smart. But we got another week. We got a couple bye weeks to look at. The Bills are on a bye. The Rams are on a bye. The Vikings and the Eagles are all on byes this week, which is good for us. Give some really good teams some breathers. Come back fighting harder than ever. Somebody coming back, not from a bye week, but from 6 games suspension. DeAndre Hopkins is back, and he's on Thursday Night Football with the Cardinals, and they are 1.5-point home favorites, against the Saints. Total here is 44.5. The fact I'm about to give here is not a good fact for what I'm going to pick, but the Saints have scored 25 or more points in their last 3 games, and the Cardinals have only scored more than 25 points once in their 3 games, which is confusing because you'd think, holy shit, this offense is just so bad. The Saints are starting Andy Dalton, and who's playing Taysom Hill, but they keep scoring points where the Cardinals are really struggling. I'm going to kick this off. I'm taking Cardinals -1.5. I think that we were just talking about this before we hit record. When you look at the 7-0 start the Cardinals had last season, it was with DeAndre Hopkins. Then DeAndre Hopkins gets hurt, and then their team falls apart. I think it's the same story, different year. No DeAndre Hopkins, bad team. DeAndre Hopkins, good team now. I'm taking the 1.5 here at home. Short week. I think they're going to be fine.
I'm rolling with you for everything you said. I really think this team is a whole different team when DeAndre Hopkins is there. Seems to be Kyler is more efficient. The team looks to be more efficient. Yeah, the defense still isn't going to be absolutely great, but I truly think this team is a lot better with DeAndre Hopkins in it as opposed to without it.
Are we sweeping? Oh, let's not do a Thursday night sweep because this has been horrendous for us.
I hate this game. I don't love either of these teams. The Cardinals suck. They're so bad. Is DeAndre Hopkins going to make that big an impact? His first game back, a lot of turmoil in Arizona. Kingsbury and Kyler got something going on. I do want to point out Call of Duty, I think, comes out this weekend.
I think it does. Does it come out? Is it this weekend?
It comes out on Friday. They play on Thursday. He has one day.
Good.
Do you think does Kyler get early access?
Honestly, he might.
He's part of FaZe.
He's had the beta for a couple weeks, so he's been able to play at least the beta version for a while.
That's sad we know that about a football player.
I'm just really in tune with pop culture. First of all, sweet uniform game, potentially. Which ones
if
they wear.
Do the blacks, yeah.
I don't want to pick the Cardinals because I freaking hate them. So I'll take the Saints. Saints, tough loss at home last week against the Bengals. That was our lock. We told you not to bet them.
The double lock. It was scary there for a while.
Nope, never a doubt.
We were on thin ice for a while. I don't care what you say.
I'll take the Saints plus 1.5 just because I hate the Cardinals, and I think the Saints are going to rebound and going to be just fine.
Okay, Saints coming back. The Saints are such a weird team. I'm so scared to bet on them.
They look so good sometimes, and other times they look like they don't know what they're doing at all.
Yeah. Well, and it's like last week they put up a fight. Whether you want to admit it, they put up a fight. And
they did.
And they didn't have Olave. They didn't have Michael Thomas. They didn't have Jarvis Landry.
And they didn't use Taysom Hill at all.
Yeah.
I started him in my daily FanDuel fantasy challenge, and he did nothing.
Gosh.
When he scored 3 touchdowns the week before.
That's about right.
I know. Fool me once.
1 o'clock. Return of the Dak. Cowboys are -7 at home against the Lions. The total here is 47.5. Detroit, 7-3 against the spread when they are underdogs of 7 or more points. Does that streak continue? Do we feel good? What's happening with this, JB?
Lions are good enough to be in competition with any football team, especially 7-point competition with the Cowboys and Dak returning from an injury. I'm picking with the Lions +7.
Charlie.
I want the Lions +7 also. I do want to say I toyed with taking the over because I think the Cowboys come out to a super early lead. Their defense is sick. Detroit's defense is not sick. They're sick like ill.
Different kinds
not
of
sick like good. So there could be some garbage time points put up by Detroit to put them at the over, but I don't love that. I love a little backdoor cover here on the Lions.
Ooh,
so they could be down, say like 13 with a couple minutes left. They score a late garbage time touchdown. That's a cover.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I'm going to take the Lions as well. I think everything that you guys are saying. I also think that Dak. Let me start that again. This team was not good with Dak. It was only a week and a half. But it looked rusty. He didn't look good coming out of the season. I know they're the worst defense out there in the league right now, but I think that 7 points is too many for this really, really good offense. I'd also keep an eye on this because I bet once they officially announce that Dak is going to start, I bet we get a little hook here. I feel a little +7.5. That money will start going towards the Cowboys side a little bit more. So once that's officially announced, keep an eye on that. You can do that by using Pickit, Pikkit. Great app to use. I was using it this weekend to track the best place to put the best odds on Steelers money line because I had a feeling I was going to be at that game, and it hit. So I was able to find the best odds on DraftKings, I think it was. Pickit scans every single betting app in the world that is legal and tells you exactly where the best odds are, where the best spreads are. You can see what the money is. And my favorite part of using Pickit is going on there right now, looking at it, at my weekend that was, because there's a nice little calendar app. You can see exactly how you did. How was your money on on Sunday? My ROI, 43% return on my investment last week.
Ooh.
Really, really good week. Really, really good Sunday for me. That was all thanks to Steelers money line. But go ahead, check out Pickit. Use promo code JETBETS. They'll Venmo you dollars, real money. Anywhere between $3 and $100. Pickit is spelled Pikkit. They're on Twitter. They're on the social media platforms. You can get them on Android. You can get them on Apple. Check them out. Great app. Promo code Pickit. We use it every day. Titans. AFC South matchup here. 2.5-point favorites against the Colts. Total here is 42.5 points. Tennessee has dominated the Colts 4-0 against the spread in their last 4 matchups. I hate this game, Charlie.
I love this game.
You love this game.
I love this game.
What do you love about this game?
The Colts, bad. Titans are going to beat the piss out of them.
Ooh.
This should be -6.5.
Ooh.
And it's not.
It's not.
So you're getting literally 3 free points if you just take the Titans and go to bed. Just go to bed. It's 1 o'clock. Go to bed. Wake up with more money than you had when you went to sleep. Don't overthink it. These Colts are so bad. They're so So bad.
They just beat the Jags last week.
Shout out for that.
Wow.
I got to be on JB
You
Island for
beat
that
the
one.
Jags.
Yeah.
I got to be on JB Island that
Oh,
week.
my goodness.
We did have the note here. Laugh at JB if they lose, and they didn't lose.
So
It was a
look
last
who's
minute-
laughing now.
Yeah.
Ha ha ha.
The parade that you're putting on for beating the
I didn't even bet.
Jaguars.
The funniest thing is I didn't even bet it. I was just talking shit.
Didn't put real dollars down. What a coward.
No, the Titans are going to win this game handedly. The Colts are bad. That's all. They're bad.
Oh, the Colts bad, JB.
The Colts are bad, and I agree with like basically everything Charlie said, except that this should be -6.5. Everything else I agree with.
Mark that down. I said 6.5. I bet you they win by at least 7.
I already wrote it down. I'm gonna take the over here, over 42.5. I like the Titans here. I think it's good.
If I said it was 43.5, would it change your mind?
Is it 43.5?
It is.
That would change my mind. Titans, it is.
The 1 point got you away from it.
That means I was right. I was just a little late. Yeah, I think the Titans are great. I think they're really good. They're going to beat the Colts. No, I think that Derrick Henry realistically has really found his footing. He had a really slow start to the year. Past couple of weeks, he's really kind of found his footing, and he's kind of returned to form. So this makes sense to me. Let's ride him. They're at home too. That's always going to be good. They've clearly had the Colts number. Who knows who's going to play in this football game for the Colts? Is Jonathan Taylor going to play? Deion Jackson looked good,
And then got hurt.
and then he got hurt. So yeah, that Colts team is in disarray. I think they're going to come off a mental high from beating the Jags because they knew that they had their number, and yeah, Titans, sweep. Speaking of Colts, Jags, the Jags are -3 at home against the 5-1 New York Football Giants.
I was like, you put some respect on the New York Football Giants. Say the whole thing. It's like a Tribe Called Quest. You got to say the same whole thing.
The what?
That's a rap group.
Tribe Called Quest. Read a book, Brian.
I can't read. JB, I'll give you the honors here, my friend, because I think I know what's coming.
You better lock it up.
You better lock it up. No, you lock it up. You lock it up. Lock it up. Lock it up.
This is very rare that I actually get to lock up one of my teams, but they're 5-1. They're one of the better defenses in football, and they're still getting points. I think the only team that's been better against the spread is the Falcons this year.
That is correct.
So I'm taking the 5-1 team with their points going into Jacksonville, who is getting very cold in the middle of the season.
Yeah, it doesn't even snow down there. How are they getting cold? I'm taking the Giants, too.
I was going to say the Jags. Make me come over to that side of the table.
The Jags are 2-8 against the spread as favorites. They do not do good when they are favored. Like you said, Brian Daboll's coach of the year. I don't think there's any debate on that. What he's done with this team has been nothing short of a Christmas miracle. I love it. I think that Wan'Dale's coming back. I think that gives them a little bit of a boost. I don't think it's a huge boost, but he did score a touchdown. He looked good in his debut last week. I'm going to ride with the Giants here.
Can I make a pitch for Robert Saleh, Coach of the Year, over Dable?
You can, but I think that 5-1
Beats 4-2.
Yeah.
Okay. I would counter that with, is it strictly wins versus losses? And who had a better, more projected wins at the beginning of the year? The Giants or the Jets? The Jets have been horrific. The Giants have at least been competitive-ish recently.
That's true. I've hid that. I don't know how to unhide that right now. But I would still argue that the Giants had a worse roster coming into the start of the season.
You think?
I do.
Giants had a quote-unquote established quarterback.
Yeah, those are really generous air
They have
quotes.
Saquon Barkley, the best player on either side of either offense. They had the better
who had
offensive
been
weapon.
injured for the last 2 years and has not been productive.
Well, is that his fault? No.
I don't know. Whose fault is it? Our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ?
Maybe.
I don't know.
I'm just saying, don't hate on Saleh.
I'm not anti-Saleh. First of all, Sauce Gardner is playing out of his mind for the Jets.
Brees Hall.
Brees Hall is looking good. Garrett Wilson has looked good. Zach Wilson they've played around him and have won. And he's still been good. Like it's been a very weird team.
Do they play each other at any point?
God, I don't know.
I don't think so. I don't think this year.
That would have been a great game.
The battle for Coach of the Year, the least sexy award.
Tougher division.
That's fair. But Eagles 6-0.
I was gonna say I don't know. The NFC East is probably
Have they played
the
them
toughest.
yet?
No.
Okay.
Did
I
they?
think they have
null and void.
They did play. Did they lose? Was that their one loss?
Who?
Have the Eagles played the Giants yet?
I can't remember if we're being honest.
I thought they did. Maybe they did.
Okay.
But I would argue the NFC East is much harder division this year.
I would actually.
you?
I would argue that
With
as well.
Cowboys and the Eagles in it?
And then who else?
Well, the football team really brings it down.
I mean, I think you got two good teams, two really good teams, and one good team in the NFC East, and you have one really good team in the Bills, and then the
Three
Patriots.
pretty solid teams.
Yeah, and then three okay teams.
I would just go even better than okay at this point. They're all pretty good.
I'm just saying, don't forget about Saleh. I think he could get votes.
He
I like Saleh.
He should
I
get
like
votes.
Saleh a lot.
He definitely should get votes, but
And
I
he's
think
a bald king.
I think it is. So is Daboll. You could go as
Oh, true. Me and Dable are almost
you could
like
go.
twinsies.
You could go as Daboll for Halloween. I mean,
I forgot what he looked like.
I was gonna say, yeah, that's your Halloween costume is Brian Daboll. You just get a fucking Giants polo. And you're
I'm
good to
riding
go.
with Brian Dable. And
No,
the
he's a
Giants,
windbreaker guy.
+3 also.
Giants. That's back to back.
Seems like
to
taking
back.
candy from babies. Like +3.
Yeah,
Why? I don't understand it.
I don't either. I
It's
mean,
almost it could be poison, rat poison.
it may be.
It'll be eating
Maybe it's a
poison.
trap. This is one of those rare games where it's like I think Vegas is really wrong, and I don't know how often those games actually happen.
Right.
Ravens, 6.5-point favorites against Charlie's Cleveland Browns.
Do not ever say that again.
The
Take it back. Take it back.
the Charlie mantra here is rung true. Cleveland is 1-4 against the spread in their last 5 games. The over is also 4-1 in those same games.
Someday you guys will listen to me.
I've started betting against the Browns.
I was speaking to the listeners.
Oh.
And also you guys
Well,
too.
also,
But
yeah.
I'm telling you guys every week, they're going to Browns it up every week. They got humiliated by Belichick. They were favored in that game. Were they not? I think it was Cleveland -1.5 or -2.
Yeah, it was close to pick 'em, but yeah, they were slightly favored.
Embarrassing. They blew the lead against the Chargers. Embarrassing.
Yep.
And guess what? This game's going to be bad too. I don't want to say I'm not confident that they won't cover 6.5, but I'm even more confident that this game's going to go less than 45.5 points.
Ooh. 46. Is it 45 or 46?
45.5 as of this moment.
45.5 is what we will get then.
I'm taking the under. Baltimore is going to smother them. Cleveland might score 13 points, and the Ravens take it home. A nice, easy day for the Baltimore.
This is another big one where we're going to differ. I'm picking the over in this game.
Ooh.
I do not like either of these defenses at all. I think these are I think these are probably two of the most underperforming defenses in the NFL right now. And I love betting overs with disappointing defense.
Yeah, for me, this is kind of the tale of the same team a little bit in the sense that both of these teams seem to just implode in the fourth quarter. If you look at the Ravens point totals, the first 3 quarters they're like +64, and then in their last in the fourth quarter they're like -42. They've blown countless leads already this season. It scares me, but the Browns kind of do the same thing. They can't get out of their own way in the fourth quarter. I mean, they should have won that game against the Chargers and fucked the whole thing up. They constantly trip over their own 2 feet. So I think I'm going to take the Ravens here. This team is still just too good. I think this is a get-right game. Harbaugh won't let this team continue this trend of just falling apart in the fourth quarter. This is a good get-right game. I know it's a divisional game with 6.5 points, which is always enticing, but these Browns just ain't it, Chief.
Don't overthink it. The Browns are bad.
Browns going Browns. Another AFC North 6.5-point home favorite. The Bengals -6.5 against the Atlanta Falcons. Total here is 47.5. Stop me if you've heard this before. Atlanta still undefeated against the spread this season. Hot. They're on fire.
Atlanta.
Truly hot land when it comes to betting.
This is a very strange, so there are 2 teams I think that have been really good against the spread so far this year. Atlanta, obviously, and then the Jets. we'll talk about the Jets later, but they're only 1.5-point dogs. So it seems like Vegas has corrected to the Jets a little bit, but are not correcting for the Falcons. Still almost a full touchdown against the Bengals, who have kind of struggled to beat teams that are worse than them. Mm-hmm. So I kind of want to I'm going to take the Falcons again because 6.5 is too many points against a Bengals team that just really isn't as dominant as we wanted them to be coming off their Super Bowl appearance.
You guys roulette people?
No, fuck roulette.
Do you like roulette?
Oh, I thought you said, do you guys rule out people? I'm like, yeah, the Browns, rule them out. No, I don't play roulette, no.
So I like to play roulette, but the one thing I always do as soon as I see one color that keeps hitting, like as soon as I see like 3 of the same color, I will bet that color until it's gone. That's what I'm doing with the Falcons right now. Red keeps hitting, and I'm going to keep betting it until it doesn't anymore.
Yeah, I don't want to be caught on the wrong side of this streak. So I'm also taking the Falcons.
Oh, boy.
It's too hot. I should have been betting them 3 weeks ago.
It's just every week there's a reason for them to not cover, right? Cordell Patterson gets hurt. They're in London. The team they're playing is too good. They were supposed to get spanked by the 49ers, and they beat them. I don't know what it is about this team. It is a scrappy as fuck team that will hang around and kick and claw and bite kneecaps. And I just kicked over that their head coach's name is Arthur Smith because it's the most boring name and the most boring person I've ever seen. But this team
is a pretty boring team, for being honest.
But the team is fun to watch. They're an exciting team. Like, you're right, their style of football is not sexy, but damn, they're playing good football. That is our third sweep in 6 games.
Hey, if we like something.
Well, the sweeps were 4-1 last week, so hopefully this is a tale of good things here. We got a home dog. First home dog of the day. The Commanders are plus 5.5 against the Packers, who are reeling after some bad losses. One of the lowest totals, not the lowest, but one of the lowest totals of the week, 40.5 points. Green Bay, in their last 10 games, is 3-7 against the spread. Vegas is giving them too much respect. Commanders, no Carson Wentz, out 4 to 6 weeks. Taylor Heineke. Where are we betting? 5 points? 5.5 points?
I want to follow the Heineke magic so bad, but I don't know if I have the strength to do it. I actually want the over. 41.5.
I actually don't hate that.
I think Packers need to get right. They need to do something because whatever they're doing now is not working. Heineke maybe gives them a little bit of how are you, a little bit of how's your father, a little pep in your step.
Yeah,
more points than they normally would score with Wentz. 42 points is not that many points.
Well, it's 40, right? 40.5.
It's 41.5, but I'm saying
41.5
cover. Yeah,
41.5. Okay. Yeah, I had it at 40, but it must have moved.
We'll see how it looks before Sunday.
Yeah, we'll put it at 41.5, but that over it's a good over. Joshua.
I'm not crazy about this game, but I'm following the money in this game. Like, you can go to Pickett, and I think it was 74% of the money was on the spread. If you go to FanDuel, it says 82% of their money is on the spread. I'm following the money here, and I'm going to go with the Packers minus 5.5. When I'm not sure about it, I'm trying to do better of going to more outside information to help me make my decision.
Yes, and thank you, Pickett, for giving us that info.
Shout out Pickett.
Shout out Pickett.
I've been using Pickett a lot more recently.
I know Pickett. It really is. It's a great app. We've done some advertisements on some shows previously. That's just like, oh, whatever. Like, we'll give us money, we'll do it. Pickett is. I found Pickett because I started using it. It's a great app. Yeah, this game is funky. I think the Packers have lost 2 in a row now, and they've lost to the Bailey Zappi-led Patriots and
the Giants.
and the Giants.
No, Jets. Excuse me.
It was the Jets.
So wait, I think that was.
They also lost to the Giants at some point too.
That was the last 2 games. They played both New York teams in the last 2 weeks.
They also lost to Zappi, didn't they? No, sorry, you're right. They did lose to the Packers, but I think that was actually the game that he got hurt. So regardless, they have had an abysmal start. I'm sorry, the Patriots beat them. Sorry, let me try again. The Packers beat the Patriots in overtime. That's what it was. Did not cover. I am going to take long walk, short drink of water. I'm going to take the over here as well. I think I like the 41.5. Defenses are bad. I believe in the Heineke magic to get us a couple surprise touchdowns. I feel like he's going to be a garbage time TD to help us get the over here. This is not going to be a fun game to watch, but I think they'll get us to 42 points. Last 1 o'clock of the day. The only double-digit spread of the week. The Panthers are plus 10.5 against the Buccaneers, who are just limping out of Pittsburgh. This total was 40.5. Is it still 40.5?
It is.
Still 40.5. I don't know what this is a big spread. This is definitely a get-right game for the Bucs, but is 10.5 points too many, JB?
It might be, but I'm going to get away from that. I'm picking the under in this game.
Ew.
Gross.
But Tampa Bay's 1-5 with the total. The Panthers themselves 2-4. Neither of them seem to be putting up the points that need to happen right now. So I'm going to go with this under. I'm doing the same thing as what I thought last week, is that I just don't trust the Panthers to score points at all. Like, I don't even know who their quarterback is this week.
Yeah, Jared Stidham, maybe.
Yeah, so I'm going to go with the fact that I don't think the Buccaneers will score 30 on that defense, and I don't see them score, like the Panthers scoring 10.
Charles.
I want 10.5 points in my pocket when the game starts. So I'll take Carolina. I don't think that the Buccaneers are the Buccaneers that they're supposed to be, at least not right now. If they come out and beat the doors off Carolina, then, hey, egg on my face. But right now, they have to show me that they are, and they haven't yet. Don't let the door hit you on the way out of Pittsburgh. Tom Brady, you bum.
There were so many chants of Brady sucks. I was at that game, and it was an entire stadium of Brady sucks. It's like, Brady does not suck.
But right now he does.
But on that Sunday, he sucked. We saw a handful of Tampa Bay fans. A relative showing is what you would expect. Yeah. The one that was sitting 2 rows in front of me was wearing a Ryan Fitzpatrick Tampa Bay jersey.
Love it. Absolutely love it.
It's like, of all the jerseys that you could have
fan
gotten
of this guy
over
or
the
woman.
career of this. I saw a couple barbers. Those were some good ones. Was it Rondé or Tiki?
Rondé.
Yeah. There were some good ones in there, but yeah, the Ryan Fitzpatrick one was definitely the best one.
Tampa Bay Lightning played the Penguins Saturday night.
Oh, did
so
they
I
really?
think a lot of people might have double dipped.
That's a good
to
idea.
The Pens game and then right to the Steelers Buccaneers game.
I didn't realize that. The Penguins were undefeated, I think. They were like, did they lose yet? They were like 3-0, I think, last I checked.
I haven't checked from the last game, but they did win their first 2.
I've not made a pick here yet because I've been stalling because I don't want this. People forget this is a divisional matchup. 10.5 points is a lot for a divisional matchup. We don't know who's the quarterback here. Jared Stidham, PJ Walker. Neither of those names really.
Stidham?
That's who finished the game last week.
No way.
Yeah, that's who finished the game last week.
Oh my god.
I didn't even know. Well, they're down to.
I know. He's behind PJ.
Behind PJ.
Baker.
And Sam Darnold.
Darnold, yeah.
And Matt Corral, who technically was on this team, but had the Liz Frank in the preseason.
My god.
So they're technically down on their 5th string quarterback.
What a graveyard of quarterbacks.
Really, really terrible. I'm going to take the points here. I'm Panthers plus 10.5 here. What worries me about Tampa Bay right now is their offensive line is so bad. That's the only reason the Steelers were able to win this game. We talked about last week on the show. Oh no, because I took the Bucs. I thought 8.5 points. I thought they're gonna whoop us because our top 3 corners and Minka were out. We forgot about how injured that offensive line is. That is terrible. You can't. Your offensive line cannot be bad when you have a 45-year-old quarterback.
Did we have a sack? I don't think we even had a sack.
I don't know if we had a sack.
We put a lot of pressure on him for sure.
I'm pretty sure.
No, we did because
we definitely had some sacks.
We did because now Highsmith's number 1 in the sack total.
Yeah,
and he wasn't
Alex
before
Highsmith
this
is
week.
leading the NFL in sacks.
TJ who?
All
Watt.
right.
Yeah, TJ Watt, number 90, can't miss him. Also, the fourth and 1 QB sneak stopped.
That was sick.
Maybe for the first time ever in the history of Tom Brady doing 4th and 1 sneaks. Father time is here, baby. I'm taking the Panthers. Charlie's taking the Panthers. JB's taking the under, the land down under. Let's go to the foursies. The Raiders are -7 against the Texans. The total here is 45.5. I'm going to let Charlie go first.
I am not going to bet on this game until right near kickoff because I'm hoping for a little hooksy. I'm hoping for, or I guess it's still a hook, for it to go down to 6.5.
Okay.
I want the Raiders either way.
Okay.
I'm taking the Raiders either way. But
I feel like I'm supposed to stop you.
I know, but listen, I have real reasons this time. Houston, bad. Vegas, playing good now. They're coming off a tough loss to the off a bye. And then they had the tough loss to the Chiefs before that.
Correct.
So played their best game of the year, had a week off. Hey, remember how we did that? That was good. Let's do that again more on a way worse defense. No?
JB.
I think I'm going to back the Raiders here, too. Just for, if anything else, I really like them coming off the bye going against a bad team. That's like the main thing I'm kind of...
Actively bad.
Yeah, I think that's the one thing I'm going to hang my hat on is I think that they're going to be well rested. They're starting to get Devontae Adams more involved in the offense again. For some reason, they stopped for 2 weeks. Josh Jacobs is getting more involved and more effective in his role. So I'm going to go with the Raiders here.
I didn't give a stat for this game because I wanted to see what you guys were going to say for this. The Raiders are 0-5 straight up and against their spread after their bye weeks. They do not bounce back after their bye weeks.
New coaching staff, checkmate.
They've had multiple new coaching staffs over those 5 years.
We're going to talk about who the coaching staffs were?
We can.
Gruden, fired.
Yeah.
Are we going to talk about Bisaccia?
Great man.
Hey, he should have got that job.
He should have, and he still couldn't get them to win after the bye.
Nope. I don't care about your numbers.
I care enough.
You better lock it up. No, you lock it up.
No, you're not.
Texans +7. Texans +7.
I hate it.
Let's
This makes
go.
me want to cry.
I love it.
This is disgusting.
I love it here. Texans +7, baby. Let's
can't wait till they
fucking
get
Charlie and I are just
ride.
like looking at each other, just disappointed.
SMA.
I
in you.
love it. Oh,
horrible.
yeah. You guys are going to be crying. I'll double six-pack you.
Double.
Well, I mean, I will six-pack each of you. And then if I win, you both bring me a six-pack.
Do we want to take that? Are we in solidarity taking this?
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
Let's do
I'm in.
this.
There it is. Gentleman's bargain.
We're locking in at 7, or are we going to wait till kickoff and see what the spread is? It's up to you. 'Cause it could go up. It could go +7.5.
I know. I think it might. I honestly think it might go to 7.5, not 6.5. Let's take the 7. It's a nice, clean 7. Nobody's worrying about a hook here.
I love 7.
We're all taking this bets here based off the hook. Based off of
Seven's
the
a
7.
great number.
Great number.
Writing it down.
Dan.
Bet. Beer. Bet. Exclamation. Oh, baby. The Texans better win.
Win.
The Broncos, 4 o'clock, -1.5 against the New York Football Jets.
I hate this game.
Lowest total, 39.5. The Jets are 4-1 against the spread in their last 5 games. Pretty good for Coach Saleh there, Mr. Hartz.
Give me the Jets.
Jets. Jets.
This Broncos team is so bad. I'm angry that they lost me money last night. But I could say the Chargers also lost me money. They both suck. Just 2 horrific offenses. I can't believe that an offense with Russell Wilson is doing this every week.
Yeah.
He's done nothing. He's not had one good week.
He had one good half, and that was the first half of this week where he went 10 for 10.
Wow.
And then imploded in the second
And then
half.
he had 3 completions in the second half of last night.
Yeah.
3.5. And he's signed a $260 million contract.
He better be hurt. Honestly, that's the only thing I can say.
I don't care if he is.
He better be
He's
hurt.
left-handed. You could do better than that.
This is probably fair, for being honest.
Jeez,
I
man.
mean-
I'd be praying for Brock Osweiler if I was a Broncos fan.
I saw somebody tweet and say, oh, if Russell's really this hurt, they should look up to Seattle here and trade for Drew Lock because he's still a promising young talent and is not going to see the field because Geno Smith is
he's
very
nipping
good.
at his heels.
Nipping at his heels.
Pete Carroll said he's nipping at Geno Smith's heels.
I'm taking the over here. I don't know why. I'm just taking the over. 39.5 is too fucking low. The Jets have been putting up points, and they've been doing it without Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson. I don't think he's thrown for more than one touchdown since he's gotten back. They're running the ball really well. Breece Hall is awoken, the beast within. Everything is playing really well. I think that over 39.5, I think is a really good feeling for me, and I'm going to ride with that.
Give me the Jets.
Give me the Jets.
90% of the money. 87% of the bets on FanDuel. If we go to Pickett, 88% of the bets on Pickett. 76% of the money on everybody's going with the Jets. I'm following the money. I wore my nicest green today for the Jets.
You look very nice today.
Well, thanks.
Welcome.
I just bought this hoodie.
Looks
and
nice.
It's already stained and out of the dryer, which I'm pissed off about.
Rip. Dear diary.
Exactly. I should get a diary.
You have a podcast. You don't need a diary. You also have
I'll tell you guys.
You have a Twitter account too. Chargers are minus 6.5 at home against the Seahawks. The highest total of the week, 51.5. I don't know what to do with this game. I think the Chargers are good, but I don't think that they're 6.5 points better than the Seahawks. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm taking the Seahawks plus 6.5 here because the Chargers are playing everybody close. They've yet to show, even over the last 2 years, they haven't shown a dominant game against a good opponent. And I think the Seahawks can keep this one close.
I don't know if it's just me still being grumpy about last night or what, but was it last night the Chargers played? Last night?
Yes.
Yes.
That offense stinks. They can't do anything. I don't want to hear Keenan Allen was out. They have plenty of weapons. They could not do a single thing. Herbert completed 35 passes and did nothing. It looked like he did nothing. The scoreboard, not reflecting 33 completions from Justin Herbert. He stinks right now. Tough love. Seahawks, I'm not in love with. There's no way they're putting up 26 points. I'm taking the under, 51.5. Both these teams stink.
You know you don't like a game when Charlie Hartz takes the under.
You stink. Prove me wrong. I hope Herbert. I'm going to bet Herbert's over for yards and touchdowns. But he stinks.
Yeah, I'm pulling up his stats because his stats were not good last week or last night.
It was he had 40 completions for 210 yards.
Yeah.
Horrifically just dumped off.
37 completions, 238 yards. Oh, and by the way, no touchdowns.
0 touchdowns.
No touchdowns.
Good job.
Fuck you, DraftKings. They boosted that. Did you see that?
Yeah,
From
I know.
minus 800 to even money, and I fucking lost.
You and a lot of people.
I know. I tweeted. I was like, "This is can't miss." Are you kidding me right now? It's amazing how they do that.
Not one?
Not one.
Not one.
One interception. QBR of 49. That sounds bad. Yeah. This whole team was in disarray.
Bum.
Eckler had 36 yards on the ground. Their leading receiver was Josh Palmer. Their second leading receiver was Donald Parham Jr. It was just this team is in disarray, without a doubt. You taking some points here, JB? Or are you going to ride with your blue bolts?
I think I'm taking the under here.
2 unders in one game. Don't do this to me.
Here's my thinking about this, and a little thing I'm worried about. The Seahawks have been doing this well because because Geno is playing out of his mind throughout this whole season. I think Kenneth Walker has arrived.
Ooh.
They put it in his hand 21 times.
97 yards.
For 97 yards last week.
And a touchdown.
What I am afraid is that they're going to start taking the ball out of Geno's hand more and start putting it more into Kenneth Walker's hands, which I don't think will I think will actually hurt them in the long hand because that's how they're winning these games is these big just Geno going YOLO ball. I'm 33 years old. Nobody can tell me nothing. I'm going out and balling out.
Don't write me off.
So exactly. So I'm afraid they're going to ruin that momentum by starting to get Kenneth Walker involved a little bit more, which is probably good for the long haul, but not for what's working well for them, which is Geno. So I think they're going to take points away from themselves by doing this. So I'm going to go with the under.
6.5 is too many points. Taking them Hawks, baby. Let's go.
I was going to take the Hawks, if we're going to be honest, but I was just like, what happens if they just start really relying on that running back?
It is scary, but I think that this team is just not 6. I don't think it's this.
I
is
want
the,
51 points to a run-heavy offense.
It's the Lions conundrum here. I don't think the Chargers are 6.5 points better than anybody at this point, and that's facts. This also might be a little money line sprinkle here for this game, but we will see. The Chargers are home dogs. Only the third home dog of the week. No, second. Math is hard. +3 against the Chiefs. 48.5 is the total.
That's the Niners, right? You said the Chargers.
I'm so sorry. The 49ers are +3 at home against the Chiefs, with the total being 48.5. This is an unstoppable force meeting an immovable object. San Francisco unders are 4-1 in their last 5 games. Kansas City's overs are 7-3 in the last 3 games that they have. One of those has to give, or are we just going to take the points?
Kansas City Chiefs, lock it up.
Oh, baby.
You better lock it up. No, you lock it up. You lock it up. Lock it up. Lock it up.
I think the Niners are the most overrated team maybe in football right now.
Ooh, really? Why is that?
I keep hearing about, for all over radio, all over the TV, this is a Super Bowl roster. They were a quarterback away. They got Jimmy G back. He can play Shanahan's system. It's a formidable defense. It's this, it's that, it's this, it's that. They're 3-3. The Steelers are 1 game behind the juggernaut 49ers in a mediocre this year division. The Rams are not the Rams this year.
They're not.
The Seahawks are playing well, yeah, sure. And the Cardinals stink, and they're 3-3.
That entire division is 3-3, and then the Cardinals are 2-4. Yeah.
I don't see it. They just lost to the Falcons.
Mm-hmm.
Not only got lost, they got whomped. They were favored and lost by 2 touchdowns.
Not good.
Their wins this year against, they beat the Bears.
And that was the Rain Bowl, too.
They lost to the Bears. The Bears beat them. They beat the Seahawks, who stink. They lost to the Broncos. 10-11. They lost to the Broncos. Horrible.
That's so bad.
They beat the Rams, who stink this year. They haven't figured it out. They beat up on the Panthers. Good for you. And then they lose to the Falcons. I'm not impressed by this team at all. The Chiefs are the second best team in the league. Only second best because they lost a thriller to the Bills. I think Chiefs take care of business.
I love it. I love it. Chiefs taking care of business, JB. Pay attention.
I know I am. I really want to pick the Chiefs, but I want to pick the under so bad. 48.5 points with the top defense in the league, even though they did just lose.
Top defense in the league.
They matter.
They're cupcake defense, I'll say
It's not a cupcake
defense.
It's not a cupcake defense.
I'm writing that down. Cupcake defense.
Watch Mahomes drop 31 on him.
You know what? Now I'm just mad. I'm picking the under now.
I'm glad you took the under, so I don't have to. I'm kind of with Charlie here. I think the Niners are better than you're giving them credit for, but I think that they are.
If they are, how about show me?
Show me.
I mean, their defense is elite. Not male elite. Elite's the too strong a word. Defense is very good. I don't think they're very good enough to stop the Chiefs. Also, that Troy Polamalu safety is in the concussion protocol. I think that matters going up against this team. So I'm going to take the Chiefs here as well. I think that only 3 points. That's pretty good. They're coming off a loss. I don't think they're going to go have back-to-back losses. That division is too competitive. They need to make sure that they get every chance they have to get that first seed to get the bye. So I'm going to ride with you. Take the Chiefs.
I seem to go every other with my Chiefs bets when I put actual money on them to win.
Really?
My first money I put on them was against the Colts. Remember that game?
Yes.
Chiefs lost to the Colts.
Scary.
I lost a lot of money that game.
Yeah, that's a bad game.
The next game was the Raiders. I bet them money line to beat the Raiders. I think it was the Raiders.
Yes.
Yeah,
because
it
they
was
won.
Raiders.
I
won. Good money. Lost money line. I bet money line against the Bills. Lost. But now we're back to up. If
Up and
the
up,
trend
baby.
continues,
Up, down.
hammer it.
If you looked at Pickett, you would just see up, down, up, down.
Oh, do not look at my Pickett. Don't let Katie find out about Pickett. See how that comes out. Do not let her find out.
Don't tell my lady about the Picketts. That's fine. Are you ready for for a little Sunday night fights.
Born ready.
Born ready for Sunday night fights.
I will say before we get started, there's a little bit of QB controversy with both teams. We don't know who's playing. I'm going with the people that I think and that I hope are starting.
You have the floor.
Thank you. Welcome to another edition of Sunday Night Fights. In the red corner, standing 6 feet 3 inches tall, weighing in at 225 pounds. He's thick. Fighting out of Ocean Township, New Jersey, by way of the University of Pittsburgh. Kenny Two Gloves Pickett.
Boo. Stop booing our quarterback.
Am I odd? You didn't hear me off?
In the blue
That was
corner.
him over there.
Standing 6 feet 1 inch tall, weighing in at 208 pounds, 208. Fighting out of Iwa Beach, Hawaii. I hope I said that right. Iwa Beach, Hawaii. By way of University of Alabama. Tua, he has no nickname. Tagovailoa. I Googled Tua's nickname, and it didn't give me one.
2 a time. Just 2 a time.
I'm glad that you picked these two so that I can have my joke.
Do it.
This is a concussion return. This better be a pillow fight because
Ooh.
nobody needs to get hurt here. We got two mushy brains. Let's have a.
I didn't even see Kenny get hit. Like, I watched the hit.
Yeah.
But
It was more of the head bouncing off the turf. And
I was
less than the
more
head.
upset that if you're going to make a quarterback leave, you should have to by law have the penalty. We didn't get a roughing the passer on that call, but he somehow got concussed. So riddle me that.
he's fine. And Tomlin said if he clears protocol, he's playing. So
Yeah,
he'll be good.
Yeah, we talked about that a little bit. I'm very glad that was his stance on that because there are probably some people saying that we want Mitch back after the second half.
You can't. Yeah.
I mean, so the frustrating part of that game was that the first drive with Kenny was awesome, and then the last drive with Mitch was great. Everything else in between was not that great on the offense. It's like we sustained some drives, but like nothing was super, super sexy. Also, the doink, the fucking
Electric doink.
I looked away. It was we were in the end zone, and it was coming at us. I saw it go up, and I was like, "That's gonna land like on the 1 yard line. It's so short." And I like started looking away, and then I heard the dunk, and it rolled in. It's like, oh my god, it was insane, absolutely gorgeous.
If I had to give a gold star for the game, like an MVP for the game, it might be Chase Claypool.
Well, it was Chase Claypool. I'm pretty sure
100% was Chase.
Pretty sure he was AFC Player of the Week.
Was he?
I'm pretty sure. Don't quote me on that, but maybe
He didn't have that good a game, did he?
he had like a
little less than
great-
100 yards, a touchdown, like 7 catches.
Did he have a tug?
He did have a
yeah.
touchdown.
Was that from Mitch?
Yes, it was from Mitch in the second
Okay.
half.
I must have missed it because I know Najee threw. Kenny threw into Najee, didn't
Yeah,
he?
that was his first touchdown with
Gotcha.
Najee. Yeah.
Good
AFC
for
Player of the Week.
Chase. Good for
Yeah,
him.
it was good to see
He was
him
the
get
first
back.
He needed
receiver to
one.
get a touchdown this year, right?
Yep, first one in 6 games for the Steelers. Not
Good for
great.
him. And we had like third and like double digits like 5 times, and every time it's just like, oh, there's Chase. Here's Chase again.
He was making great sideline catches. He was all over the place. If we run one more jet sweep in this season, I will lose my
I hate
fucking
them.
mind.
I hate the Jets.
I
sweep.
hate
It's
them.
so bad. It's
You
worked
don't have
once
the
all
person-
season.
You don't have
Like-
the personnel for it. You don't.
And stop giving it to Chase Claypool.
Let
Like,
Sims run one.
Let Deontay run one. Sims would run one. Oh, Sims was almost. He had. Oh man,
That return was sick.
it was so sick. He was almost Player of the Week. I mean, holy cow.
Let's hope Calvin Austin gets some of these jet sweeps.
Yes, that would be sexy. Yeah, this is a pillow fight for me. I think that we can take.
Oh, Kenny beats his ass.
Yeah, I think so.
No,
too.
he's a Jersey kid. He's gonna beat some ass.
Also.
And he tried to fight Shaq Lawson in the Bills.
He
game.
did?
You
Oh,
forgot.
that's true.
Don't
Yeah,
forget,
I
he
forget
tried to
that
fight
already.
He
Shaq
did.
Lawson. Not a DB, not a kicker.
a big ass
Shaq
DN.
Lawson.
A big ass.
Hit him
DN.
twice.
Yeah. I also. Tua's got no arm strength.
I struggle with the Hawaii thing. I try to read into everything a little bit too much, as you know,
Sure.
especially for
Naturally.
the fights thing.
Yeah, for sure.
Hawaii, I think of like big, tough, like Samoan guys.
Yeah,
right?
like little rugby players.
But I also think of like, I don't want to say soft, but like surfer,
Yeah,
like really.
luau's.
Mahalo. Like just like a nice, soft-spoken guy.
Yeah.
What
it-
more can I say
if-
except
if you're not like
welcome?
star,
Not Maui.
yeah, if you're not like Star Lungalele or whatever his name was, like
Yeah.
if you don't look
Ah,
like
yeah.
that, then you're just a little surfer boy. And Tua does not look like that.
And Kenny's the best, and he beats his ass. And Steelers win Bet a money line.
You better lock it up.
Oops, wrong button.
Lock up the money line.
Lock up the
Steelers
fucking
money line.
fight.
Book it.
Fuck it. I'm taking Steelers +7 here.
No doubter.
Tua coming back off of this injury. We don't know what the fuck happened. Like, we don't know what he's going to look like. Who knows how long he's going to play in this game? Because I think that if he ties his shoes funny and trips, they're going to take him out of the game immediately. Like, if he gets bumped a little too hard,
All eyes on this game.
it's going to be like it's Sunday night. He's going to be out of there the second somebody touches him. Obviously, Steelers' offense has looked great with Kenny. Not great, has looked much better with Kenny Pickett at the helm. Hopefully, he comes back and continues that and keeps that moving forward. Just the ability to have them think about stretching the defense. Najee is still struggling, but now that he's got that plate out of his foot, I think that he's going to be playing a little bit better. Jalen Warren's still looking good. I'm scared. I also like the over for this game, for the record, because I do think that Tyreek Hill may pop the top off of our defense if Minka doesn't play. So that's my one.
He should be
little
back.
caveat.
I was surprised he didn't play last week.
I think he should be back too, but +7 primetime game. I ain't thinking about this twice.
How about the number 7? Maybe a sign.
Oh, if only. What if it was 8? Are you going to switch your units to 8 for Kenny Pickett?
He has to earn it.
Okay, that's
That-
fair.
good
That's
answer.
fair. That's a really good answer.
You want to know who has the highest winning percentage in primetime in NFL history?
Kenny Pickett.
Your Pittsburgh Steelers.
No, Dallas Cowboys.
Oh.
You want to know who's second? Your
Yours.
Pittsburgh Steelers.
Come on.
Give me the Steelers +7.
You
I'm
tricked
taking the
me.
history of them overperforming in primetime.
Primetime Tomlin.
They do love their primetime.
They
games,
do
don't
love,
they?
And I
especially
guess-
especially Sunday nights, because Thursday nights not very good history wise.
Yeah.
Sunday nights very good history
Very good.
wise.
It's been a minute.
All right, I'm sorry, I'm done.
Of course, that was going to be a sweep. There was no
No
doubt.
doubt.
No doubt.
I almost bet the under.
You shut your whore mouth.
I always bet the under with the Steelers.
Last game, Monday Night Football. The Patriots, 7.5-point favorites against the Bears. Lowest total tied here, 39 points. We don't know what quarterback we're getting. Charlie, I think Bailey Zappi should be the QB of the future here. What do you think?
Judging by the last 2 weeks, I would agree with you.
Thank you.
He's ignited this offense.
And Mac Jones looks like Dookie the entire season so far.
I
The entire season's for 3.5 games of a sample size.
Still Dookie.
I saw a blog on the internet,
I love blogs.
and it was from Barstool, so take it for what you will. Could be completely false, but it's something about Mac Jones has fallen out of favor with the Patriots coaching staff because of his his demeanor while he's been injured.
Really?
He feels like he has a sense of entitlement that he hasn't necessarily earned. I mean, rookie taking your team to the playoffs.
And then losing in the first round.
Limping to the playoffs, I should say. Mm-hmm. I don't know if he's earned anything, but right now, I mean, it's Zappy time.
Yeah. I'm all in on Zappy. I think he's fun. I think he's not scared. Not that Mac Jones plays scared, but like Mac Jones is playing so safe, and Zappy's airing the ball out. He's throwing it down the field.
That's all he knows how to do.
Well, and it's because it's working. I mean, what do you want from him? The Bears' defense is bad. Remember, we talked about this last week. You think Bears? You think good defense? No. This Bears defense is BAD bad.
And their offense is even worse.
Which is hard to believe. I think I want the over. Primetime overs have not been good, but 39.5. I don't care if it's Bailey Zappi or if it's Mac Jones. The real bet of this game is Ramondre Stevenson plus 2 touchdowns.
Wow.
That's probably actually not a bad move.
It's
Ramondre is like the one thing about the team that is just like, oh my god, like Ramondre is playing outrageous right now.
Yeah, I'm taking the over 39.5, and I will be putting money on Ramondre plus 2 touchdowns because I think they gave Pierre Strong 1 carry. Kevin Harris had like 3 or 4 carries. Like nobody else touching that ball in the backfield, and then Tyquan Thornton had like 3 carries, but nobody else is touching that ball in the backfield except for Ramondre.
Yeah, if we were allowed to do props, I would just bet Ramondre Stevenson's over and we would walk away. But
Yeah.
this isn't how this game works.
I'd love to do like a prop of the week, but they just don't come out early enough.
Very
Right.
true.
Like we record too early, unfortunately. 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 We re All right, so I have the over. JB has.
I'm going to get the Bears plus 7.5.
Ew.
That's a lot of points.
It's
That's
a lot.
for two teams that I don't think are particularly like great. The Patriots are 100% better. 100 like there's a 7.5 point favorite for a reason. But I still think that's a whole lot of points, and maybe it's just me having low expectations for this game, and I'm expecting like a gross like 17-14 game.
Yeah.
But I think that's my pick says more about my expectations for this game than the actual Bears.
I agree.
I want the Patriots.
Did that hurt you to say?
No.
No.
He said it with his chest.
He did say it was it. That's why I was like,
I
wow,
want
that
the
was
Patriots.
confident.
They're going to be my parlay. I love this game. I saw plenty of the Bears when they played the Commanders. That game was horrific.
Yeah.
Justin Fields, I don't know if it's the play calling or if he's choosing to not like go through all of his progressions and see the wide open people he's missing.
Yeah.
But their offense is not clicking. And if you roll into Gillette with an offense like that in primetime, little pinch of cold in the air, the New England weather is going to kick in. Not that the Bears aren't used to it, but something about Gillette in the fall is like, it's daunting.
I know there's no Buckeye slander on this podcast, but like you said, we saw way too much of this Bears team on Thursday. I just have, and I know this sounds bad, but I just got this air from Justin Fields that like he just didn't care. Like maybe that's just his personality and the way that he like carries himself. But like they showed him doing like his little yoga, like I'm taking my deep breath and I'm shavasana and I'm super chill. But like even in the pocket, I just feel like that like if he was standing still in the pocket, he was just kind of like bouncing there. Like wasn't really like in a throwing motion or anything like that. I feel like he just like body was loose and just like I'm just gonna get hit because I know that nobody's gonna get open for me.
The one thing he does like that I can't get over, and it's just like these little things that I always seem to know. Every time he takes, because he's in shotgun a lot, every time he gets to the snap, he flips it. He flips the ball every time. He takes a snap, does a quick flip of the football, and then looks for his progressions. And I don't know why, but that drives me crazy because I'm like, you're wasting time flipping this ball around. Like,
Yeah, but he's not like he's looking at the ball
boomer.
to flip it. Yeah.
it looks weird. It looks weird.
I mean, that's just like a habit or a nervous tick. But like, it's more for me.
You're an NFL quarterback. You shouldn't be having very overly exposed nervous ticks.
I just think that I bet he's not the only quarterback that does that. But am I wrong on that? Does it just feel like maybe that's just his personality where he's just like, hey, I Aaron Rodgers style, like I'm not going to be Tom Brady screaming on the sideline at my players, stuff like that. But like, it just feels like that his level of intensity is just low sometimes.
I have a theory.
Okay.
I've said this for weeks, years even. Justin Fields, although a Buckeye, he is a tiger. And he is currently in a cage that's way too small.
Whoa.
Hear me out.
Okay.
Where did he look the best? Where did he have Heisman hype? Where did he put up record-breaking numbers at Ohio State? In an offense where he had weapons all around him. He had a more open playbook. Like they ran a lot of like diverse, cool stuff where he could find the guy that was open and just play the game. Mm-hmm. Now he has had back-to-back. Well, Nagy's an offensive guy, but he's a nerd and sucks. Eberflus is a defensive head coach. Mm-hmm. So I don't think they're game planning around what makes him so great. They're forcing him into this mold that is not working, apparently. Mm-hmm. I think he needs to go somewhere. Like I think he would thrive in Arizona's offense. If he was a Cardinal, if Kyler Murray left and he was there, he'd be a top 12 quarterback.
I don't totally disagree with that because I think you're right that, yeah, he's being forced in this box of, like, it's a run-first team. Like, that's what it is right now. They're not throwing the ball a ton. We've seen the level of completions, but I think that's forced by their personnel. Darnell Mooney is a good wide receiver. Velus Jones drops more balls than
that's bad.
Anybody I can remember. Equanimeous St. Brown, Notre Dame guy, love the guy, it should not be your second wide receiver.
Jag.
Byron Pringle hasn't done a damn thing. Cole Kmet has started to improve through the season, but still is not what we thought he was going to be. He has nobody to throw the ball to. I mean, he's just totally Honestly, his receivers were probably better at Ohio State than they are in the NFL.
100%.
How crazy is that to think about?
That is crazy.
That your high school team has a better receiving corps. Sorry, your college team has a better receiving corps than your NFL team.
I don't disagree with you at all. I think that's probably true. But my counter, I guess, to that would be, would it be different if they went to a spread Ohio State style offense with the weapons that they already have?
No, I think it was. I just don't think the weapons are good enough.
Right, and you might be right, but I think that's the reason for why you think he's like that. He has no room to get creative.
Maybe he's just frustrated, is what it is, and that's how the frustration's coming out.
His second coach in 2 years.
Yeah,
2 new offenses, and now he's got all this pressure
and terrible talent around him.
Yeah, I mean the running backs aren't horrible. Like I like both Herbert and David Montgomery.
Yeah,
their O-line's not good. Cole Kmet is a fine tight end, I guess, but other than that,
league average tight end.
Yeah, he's fine, but that's my theory. I think if he finds his way out of Chicago, he'll be a lot better.
I think even if they just bring in one more wide receiver, like if they traded for DJ Moore because the Panthers are fire sailing,
that'd be so sick.
I think that would just.
I just want DJ Moore to go anywhere but the Panthers.
I think it would be better for Justin Fields than it would be for DJ Moore if he went there, because there's a learning curve. But I think that just having a second guy there with Darnell Mooney would just open that offense up. Because spoiler alert, Velus Jones ain't it.
Nope, that's obvious.
All right, we got 3 different picks on this one. I took the over. JB's taking the Bears. Charlie's taking the Pats. All right,
and none of us will be watching this game.
Oh, it's Monday night. It's going to be on my so I'll tell you where I'll be right there. I got my little tablet set up on there. And I'll be playing video games because it doesn't deserve to be on the big TV. Those are our picks. Let's jump into our final segment of the night.
Parley, parsnip, sleep, partner. Parlay? That's the one. Parlay.
It's our parlays. JB, as is tradition, please lead us off.
All right, this week, after a hot week, we're going to try to double down. Excuse me, Pittsburgh accent.
Double down.
So this week for my For Sure 4, ultimately known as the Foe for Show.
4!
I'm starting off with my lock of the week, which is the Giants +3. The Giants are hot, and I think the Jaguars are cooling down, and I'm taking the team who is the second best against the spread all year. I'm also taking the team that's the best against the spread all year, and I'm taking the Falcons +6.5. I'm taking the over in the Cleveland Browns and Baltimore game, and I am taking one of our sweeps. I will take Tennessee -2.5.
Love it. I love it. Giants +3, Atlanta +6.5, Cleveland, Baltimore over 45.5. I think is where we got it.
This is a rarity for me. I'm putting 2 dogs in my picks.
I think that's a smart thing to do. I'm putting 3 dogs in my best bets.
Ooh.
Seahawks +6.5, Lions +7, Ravens -6.5, and the Falcons +6.5. Some big spreads in there. All 3 over 6 points, one way or the other. I think there's some good football to be had this week, and these are my favorite matchups. Notice that I'm diversifying. I'm not always putting my lock in just because I don't want to double down on my lock if it doesn't hit.
So I like to double down on my lock.
Oh, I always feel confident about that lock.
Oh, doesn't seem like it.
Bitch.
What do you got for us,
Put your money where your mouth is.
I put my beer where my mouth is.
That's true.
That makes 2 things.
You had 3 dogs in your parlay?
I did. I had 3 dogs.
I'm having 3 favorites.
Crisscross.
We're gonna start the day in Nashville. Titans -2.5.
Hell yeah.
Then we're gonna head west to Kansas City. No, I lied. It's in San Francisco. We're going to San Francisco.
It's the West.
And taking the Chiefs. From there, we're gonna travel just a little bit south to LA and take the Seahawks Chargers under 51.5. I love the under. And then we're going to make the trip all the way across the country again. Monday night, New England -7.5.
Gotta get that jet going. Get them miles on that jet. Love it.
Taking Jim Leonard's plane.
Yeah, Jim Leonard's plane. We don't know if Jim Leonard gets his own plane yet. Not as an interim. Not if I lost to Michigan State. All right, I think that's it for us today. This is another good week. We had
hope.
a hot week. We've turned the corner. I think we've got our footing. We're feeling good about our picks. Charlie's. You may as well just bet every single leg of Charlie's parlay because it's perfect. Every single week.
Why would you
perfect.
jinx it?
No, that's not what I'm trying to do.
I need to try to catch up. So jinx.
Be sure to follow us on Twitter at JetBetsGamble. NBA is starting now. Do we care about that?
0%. Talk to me at Christmas.
Yeah, see me on Christmas Day. Rate, review, subscribe. Check out Pickett. Use promo code JetBets when you sign up for money. And that's it. We will be tweeting and keep an eye on these games all week. And let's go win some fucking money.